Welcome to the Luxury Listing Specialist Podcast with Michael LaFido, where top luxury agents reveal their best practices, plus interviews with real estate industry influencers, thought leaders, and luxury marketing experts. You'll come away from each episode with new strategies and tactics to dominate high-end homes in any market. And now for the latest episode of Luxury Listing Specialist. Here's your host, luxury real estate expert, coach, and trainer, Michael LaFido.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Michael LaFido. Welcome to the Luxury Specialist, the Luxury Listing Specialist podcast. You're in the right place, whether you're an individual agent, a team leader, a broker owner, you're looking for tools, nuggets, ways to grow your network, you're looking to differentiate yourself and increase your average sale price, to work with more high-end and luxury buyers and sellers, or even those luxury rental markets. So welcome back to another episode. I'm really excited about today's guest. Before I introduce Ryan, just a couple reminders. If you have any questions about this episode or a previous episode, go ahead and shoot me an email, michael@marketingluxurygroup.com, michael@marketingluxurygroup. Again, this podcast is part of the Industry Syndicate, which is other top podcasts from throughout the industry. And again, great content, great guest. We're always looking to get better. So if you guys have any suggestions as far as a topic maybe we haven't covered, maybe you yourself bring something different and unique to the table and you feel like you can fill a void as far as maybe we haven't had a guest speak about something, please let us know. We're open to ideas. And again, we can never get enough comments and reviews. So if you're on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, wherever you find us, please leave us a like, leave us a review, and we would greatly appreciate that. So with that being said, I'm really excited to bring on today's guest. Most of my guests I haven't met in person. Some I have, some I haven't. And I had the good fortune at the time of this recording, about a month ago, May of 2021, we had our in-person live event. We hosted a luxury designation training. For those who don't know, maybe you're just tuning in for the first time. Again, my name is Michael LaFido. I'm the founder of the Lux, L-U-X-E, the Luxury Listing Specialist designation. We require 0 luxury sales for an agent to get certified. And we hosted a live event in Napa. We've been doing these all across the world, but of course, 2020 put a pause on a lot of things. And so we had a live in-person event at an actual winery. We had 70 agents there, 19 states represented. We brought in some really powerful speakers, and today's guest was one of those powerful speakers. So without further ado, Ryan, welcome.
Michael, what a pleasure it is to be here with you this afternoon. And it just struck me, we have 2 days left in LGBTQ Pride Month, so we're getting this in with perfect timing.
We're going to get this in perfect time. We'll get it released. Maybe we'll try to put a rush on it and get it released on the last day of June. How's that?
There you go. Hey, not bad. All right.
All right. Perfect. So one of the things I teach agents all the time, and Ryan, pronounce your last name. I don't want to butcher it.
Ryan Weyandt.
Ryan Weyandt, and that's what I was about to say, but I've been called LaFido, and a lot of different things. So I don't want to butcher anybody's name. So Ryan, a couple things. So first off, thank you for what you're doing, not just for the industry, but more importantly for the consumer, for the LGBTQ community. I've learned a lot from you in just our short time meeting each other. And one of the things, Ryan, I'm always teaching agents is to get involved, right? Get involved, whether it be causes, whether it be different associations within our industry. So, for example, there's a lot of associations out there. AREAA, A-R-E-A-A, Asian Real Estate Association. My annual membership is coming due at the end of the month, and I've spoken at NAREB, N-A-R-E-B, National Association of Real Estate Brokers, which in the 1940s, even African Americans were not allowed to be members of NAR. So NAREB was founded, and it's a great organization. And there's, of course, others out there. And so you are the CEO, correct me if I'm wrong, of the LGBTQ Alliance. And you guys launched just under a year ago now. It's right. What was the date?
Well, we just had our birthday, actually. So our IRS 501c6 paperwork says June 23rd. Of 2020. So we just rolled over our birthday, but we didn't actually open up for membership until October 1st. So our formal birthday by IRS accounting standards is is June 23rd. However, we celebrate on October 1st.
Yeah, and that's what I would consider is October, because when you start letting other agents know about your cause, what you're doing, and hey, if you want to be part of this. So, here we are, call it 9-10 months ago. And tell me about, fast forward to today, how many members approximately there are. I'm putting you on the spot with some numbers, but approximate numbers, how many members there are, and how many chapters there are, and talk to me about what that looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we've accomplished amazing things in the last 10 months, and it really, it's the work of a team effort, and our team leadership complements each other's leadership styles very well. And I think as a result of that, we've seen absolutely unprecedented growth between October 1st and today. And I did check before I got on, because I knew you'd ask. We are just shy of 1,500 members.
Wow.
I think we have around 1,300 in our professional directory that's facing the client or the consumer. But total cumulative membership is close to 1,500, and we hope to blow past that in the next 2 weeks. We have right now 62 chapters throughout the United States and Canada. That includes Hawaii, Alaska, the district, and Puerto Rico. And we're very excited. We just announced our relationship with the Canadian Real Estate Association up north, our friends up north, and we're going to be launching 4 chapters in Canada by the end of this year. So very excited about that. We have a very rich membership wing of the organization. As CEO, I run the business component of the organization. My boss is actually the president of the organization, and he's elected by membership. So my boss changes every year, which is always an adventure. But the officers of the organization run the membership wing, and we're structured very comparable to NAR. We recognize NAR's 13 regions throughout the country, and our chapter program rolls up through those regions, ultimately ending with the president who governs the membership program.
Awesome. And so you're about 1,500 members. You'll be over 1,500 when we release this. I'm proud to say I'm a member, and going to support any way I can, in person or through word of mouth. And you guys are having an annual conference, which is going to coincide just previous to your October anniversary date. So September 23rd and 24th, I believe.
That's right. So the welcome reception is the evening of the 22nd, and NAR is actually hosting that for us. We're at the brand new Resorts World Las Vegas property. Hilton does the accommodations. There's a Hilton, Conrad, and a Crockford tower on the property. So absolutely incredible accommodations. The resort just opened on June 24th, and my husband and I were out there celebrating that opening.
Oh, cool.
The largest and most expensive property in Las Vegas, 84 acres, coming in around $5.7 billion.
Wow.
In total spend. And it delivers, man. Let me tell you, we were out there it was a very short 48 hours, it felt like, but we got to see the entire property and all the grounds. And what they've done out there, it's where the old Stardust used to sit, right across from the Wynn. And what they've done is absolutely incredible. So we're so grateful for the opportunity to bring our inaugural show, our very first show, out to Las Vegas. As you said, after 2020, we're all just itching to get back together in person, have some drinks, learn some stuff, do some networking, some amazing food. They've got, I think the count was 30 different food places on property that are either Michelin star or James Beard Award winning. So we're super pumped about it. It should be a great show. We open on the 22nd, go for 2 full days, the 23rd and 24th, and the whole event culminates in our first inaugural President's Masked Ball. And this is really a celebration of life, not just the LGBTQ community, but really where we've come as a society up to this date, and the fact that we all just got through the last 13, 14 months together. And we're excited to get everyone out on that dance floor and to really bring the house down on our last night.
That's awesome. And I'm excited. You asked us to present at it, so I'm really looking forward to that, and can't wait.
Yeah, Michael LaFido running a breakout session for us. Very, very excited about that. I know we're giving you an hour, and you're going to try and fit as much content into an hour as possible. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm grateful and excited that we have you coming out as our luxury specialist for the Alliance, and you will be speaking on that segment for the entire conference. So very excited and grateful to you for that.
Well, thank you, and you guys have an amazing vision, mission statement, values, core belief. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. People can go to realestatealliance.org, realestatealliance.org to find out more. And for our members, for our listeners, Ryan, you were gracious enough to allow us to use the promo code LUXE, LUX21, LUXE21, LUXE21, and they'll get $50 off membership. So annual is normally $200. They'll get $50 off. It'll only be $150. And again, I'm all about, addressing the elephant in the room. You don't have to be African American to be part of NAREB. You don't have to be an Asian to be part of ARIA. I mean, you don't have to be gay to be in the LGBTQ Alliance. Is that correct?
You nailed it on the head. And, this is a great opportunity to talk about that elephant, right? So no movement has achieved, and I hate the term civil rights, human rights, by going it alone. Every community, whether it is the Black African American community, the Latino community, the Asian Pacific Island community, our community, no community has been able to get the victory that they need for fair and equal housing without the help of allies. And in the LGBTQ community, we call our straight friends who support our community, like you, Michael, our allies. And it's so critical to have the ally movement in step with what we're trying to do to push us across the finish line. I'm proud to say over 10% of our members in the Alliance identify as straight allies. And it's those folks that carry such a powerful voice because they're not directly in the community. They're advocating for our community to make sure that we achieve the fair and equal housing that really every American is promised and deserves. And you and I have talked about this, but in 27 states in this country, it is still legal to discriminate against LGBTQ folks in buying and selling, renting, financing, and the seeking of shelter. That's more than half of the union today. There's no federal protection on the books that protects gender identity and sexual orientation. So
it's alarming. It's scary.
It is alarming. It very much so. And folks hear about the Equality Act. The Equality Act is a piece of legislation that was really started in the 70s, and it has gotten as far as the Senate, where it currently is, in fact. And unfortunately, it looks like it's going to get filibustered out. But a phone call to your senators would make the difference here, because the president has vowed to sign that piece of legislation into law, which would provide equal rights protection to folks in the LGBTQ community, from everything from adoption to employment to the purchase and sale of housing. So it is a monumental piece of legislation that we're hoping gets through, fingers crossed.
And so you bring up a great point. So thanks for sharing that statistic. Very alarming. 27 states, over half, folks. And that's sad. And we gotta stay on that. And so your organization, LGBTQ Alliance, is not just about networking. It's not just bringing real estate agents together and have a good time. It's about movement. It's about making change. It's about, you just got off the phone with the potential presenter at the conference, about making inroads with your local governments, your local municipalities to bring this up and make people aware of it, correct? And make change ultimately.
Absolutely. And to advocate and really work on some legislative priorities. We're not a lobby group by any means, but we do have the power to lobby. And it has to be, our primary function can't be lobbying, but we can definitely act on it. Education is also really big at the Alliance. And we have an Alliance certified ally program that we're delivering now to hundreds of people every week. We just kicked it off on June 1st. And this really gives folks, much like what you do in the luxury space, the basic competency and confidence and understanding of the LGBTQ community instead of the luxury community to prepare folks to work with our community. Our community has $1.7 trillion in purchase power. That's just the American LGBTQ community. That makes us the 10th largest economy in the world. That's the combined economies of Australia, Japan, and Canada together. So there's a ton of opportunity for folks to work with our community, which, mind you, our home ownership rate's only 49%. So this is all signs point to opportunity when you're trying to engage with the LGBTQ community for home ownership.
That's one of the initiatives I know year in and year out with NAREB and some of the other organizations is home ownership, because there's a direct correlation with individuals' wealth if you own a home versus renting a home, right? And so I know the median average sale price was over $350,000. It's gone up about 25% in the U.S. in the past year. I just saw that statistic. So it's becoming more and more difficult for a lot of individuals because more income and there's been a lot of unemployment. However, home ownership is still, you have a lot of equity, and there's statistics that show that we need to increase home ownership. And in particular, you're talking about the LGBTQ community, 49%. And yet it's the 10th largest economy, just the US LGBTQ net worth. Is that correct?
That's exactly correct. And I think you touch on a very great subject. And, most recently, the Black African American community, about 10 years, rolled over the first generation of millionaires in their community that passed on generational wealth after they were departed. And yeah, there's always been cases of folks who have made great generational wealth and been able to pass that on. But as a collective community, the African American community was the first minority community in the country to achieve that. Now, that goes back a long ways through a very long struggle and a very long fight. And unfortunately, the LGBTQ community has not been endowed with the same set of rights that some of the ethnic and national minority communities have. So we're still fighting just for the right to be able to buy and sell property without discrimination. Mm-hmm. And our hope is that once we get that through, then we start really amping up the efforts to increase home ownership within our community, because generational wealth is a thing. And it's one thing you can pass down that you don't have to worry about sitting in the bank. You don't have to worry about trading it on an open market. The volatility obviously affects the housing market, but it's a sure thing when you're trying to build generational wealth. And it's so imperative now. We're at just actually last week, 6 years out from the Supreme Court ruling that legalized same-sex marriage throughout the country. And about that much time into a relationship, 5-6 years, you and your partner, statistics have shown, start to talk about building a family and children. So we're hoping just natural cultivation of where we're at as a society and a community will lead to an increase in home ownership. But it's imperative that those 27 states that don't have protections, that folks can still buy and sell and feel enabled to own homes in those states without the worry of discrimination or prejudice, for that matter.
Feel welcomed, that they can as well, right? And
absolutely.
So you mentioned over 60 chapters. For those listeners that want to know if there's a chapter near them, what's the best way for them to, pop online or call or email to figure out, hey, I'm based in certain areas. Is there a chapter near me? Or I might be, if not, I might be interested in starting a chapter. How does that work?
Yeah, another great question. So you gave our website a little bit earlier. It's Real Estate Alliance, all one word, .org, not .com. And once you're there, if you go to the About tab, there's actually an entire subpage dedicated to our chapter program. And that lists off where all of our chapters are, city and state, and who the individual leading that chapter is. So you can reach out directly to engage with that person if you want to get involved at a deeper level in your chapter program. Now, we do have a lot of opportunity to start chapters, and our charter and our bylaws were written as such, where it is important that we have full participation in the chapter program. And we're not just opening shell chapters to say that they exist. So because of that, we have a 15-member minimum requirement to start a new chapter. And I'm proud to say that we have added some amazing expansion chapters on this year in places like Des Moines, Iowa, and Boise, Idaho, Missoula, Montana, where the LGBTQ population hasn't necessarily thrived in the past, but is currently, but more so where you wouldn't necessarily expect to find a group dedicated to advocacy and education in home ownership in those territories. So a lot of great things happening right now around the country. And if someone is interested in starting a chapter, reach out to us and we'll help give you that little nudge and muster some support in your territory.
That's great, Ryan. And what's a good email for them to reach out to?
In general, I would say info@realestatealliance.org. That's monitored by several folks.
Okay.
If it's specific to our education program, it would be education@realestatealliance.org. And then I would invite folks to reach out to me directly if it's a higher level question. And very simple, Ryan@realestatealliance.org.
So Ryan@realestatealliance.org, education, and info@realestatealliance.org. So some really good nuggets, some great information. And any parting words for people that are listening that want to find out more about the Alliance, or what the benefits, how they could benefit directly and indirectly by becoming a member? Because aren't there some other member benefits?
There are quite a few, actually. So obviously, it's important that we're offering the education and the advocacy work and the networking work. But aside from that, we're very proud to have strategic relationships in place with companies all across the country to offer our benefits of membership to our members. As far as travel is concerned, or car rental, we have discounts on all of that, much like a consolidator website would. We offer some great lead generation services with our partner Resas. And that's a complimentary membership that you receive as being an Alliance member. We have great deals with ADT Home Security and other organizations as well. But I think what I'm most proud of is that we are one of the only organizations that actually helps drive an ROI back to our members through cultivating leads. And we have invested significant dollars in social media marketing to drive LGBTQ consumers to our website to interact with the professionals in our directory. And we're seeing a great return on that. Folks are closing deals left and right based on that lead generation, and the referral, the inter-network referral ability is unparalleled. So it's like a gym membership, Michael. You're going to get out of it what you put into it, but we definitely encourage folks to stay involved.
Well, that's terrific. So folks, check out realestatealliance.org, realestatealliance.org. Ryan, always a pleasure. I'm looking forward to, if not seeing you before end of September at the conference in Vegas, definitely looking forward to the actual conference itself.
Absolutely. And thank you, Michael, for the opportunity. For any of you folks watching, if you do decide to join us and you come out to Vegas, be sure you make a point of stopping by and tapping me on the shoulder and introducing yourself too.
Absolutely. You go to these events. I mean, that's where it's called LobbyCon sometimes, right? Yep. You go to these events and you get so many referrals. I was just on a $3.2 million listing appointment yesterday. Somebody saw me present at the Who's Who in Luxury Real Estate Conference. So you just don't know. You go, you network, you make relationships. And, those are one of the benefits of these in-person events as well. So thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. So as always, if you guys have any questions, luxury related, shoot me an email, michael@marketingluxurygroup.com. Again, we're rolling out more and more live events. I mentioned Napa earlier. If you believe there'd be a huge draw for your brokerage, your team, your area, maybe you have a title company, a lender that brings in outside presenters, keep us in mind. Again, for more information on our designation, you can go to luxurylistingspecials.com. Or go to michaellafido.com. You guys are great. Keep raising the bar in real estate, and remember to prove others wrong. Take care, everybody. Till next time.